Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. All right, here's what's going on. Those of you at home, think and listen right now. Yesterday you were assigned this riddle sheet that looked like this. And it had 2 riddles on it. Did you hear about your muscles? Never mind. And did you hear about the rotten pudding? Never mind. These are 4 questions that are on that riddle sheet. Seeing as how there's only 16, I'm doing 25% of them right now for you. So if you watch this, you can check your work, or I'm giving you your answers. So please pay close attention as I do this. Thank you. What up? We'll start with 1,107 divided by 9. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write it like this. Remember my dividend, my divisor, and my quotient. I'm going to write my multiples of 9. So times 1 is 9, times 2 is 18, times 3 is 27, times 4 is 36. Times 5 is 45. Times 6 is 50. No, I'm messing up somewhere. Times 6 is 54. Times 7 is 63. Times 8 is 72. And 9 times 9 is 81. So those are the multiples of 9. I always start by listing my multiples of my divisor. If you raise your hand and say, I need help, I'm not being able to help, because if you don't write this down, I'm not helping you. So stop asking! All right. So now, I come over to my problem, and I ask myself, self, does 9 go into 1? No! The only way I know if it goes into is if it's greater than or equal to my divisor. So 1 is not greater than or equal to my divisor. Now I ask myself, self, does 9 go into 11? And I say, yes, self, it does. Which means I have to have a number over the 1, a number over the 0, and a number over the 7. My quotient is going to be 3 digits in my whole number. I may have a remainder. I don't know. 3 digits in my whole number. Now, since I'm taking 9 into 11, because that's where this line is above, I come over here and I look my multiples of 9, 18, 20, and I go through. And I need to get as close to 11 as I can get without going over. 9, 18. 18 is too big, so I must use 9. So 9 times 1 equals 9. This is what goes on the quotient. So above the 1 in 11 is 1. Then I just look over here. 9 times 1 is 9. So that's what goes under the 11. And I'm just subtracting it from whatever it went into. 11 subtract 9 is 2. Then I bring down the 0. Now I'm taking 9 into 20. So the next number in my quotient is going above the 0. Since I'm taking 9 into 20, I got to come over here and I got to look. I got to get as close to 20 as I can get without going over. 9, 18, 27. Oh, 27 is too big. So it must be times 2. So my 2 goes at the top above the 0, because I'm taking it into 20. And the last number of 20 is the 0. And times 2 is 18. And 20 subtract 18 is 2. And I bring down the 7. So the last digit in my quotient is going into 27. That means it needs to be directly above the 7. So I got to see as close as I can get to 27 without going over. 9, 18, 27, there it is! That means it's times 3. 3 times 9 is 27. I subtract and I get 0. So 1,107 divided by 9 is 123. What letter is that? What letter is that on the riddle? F. So wherever you see 123, you would put the letter F. You would put the letter F. So you'd go to the top. Wherever you see 123, then the letter F will go on that.
There's only one 123.
And according to my assistant in here, of the many students that are in here, there's only one 123. Next, I have 483 divided by 7. And I'm going to tell you, you're only going to get better at division by practicing division. You're only going to get better at multiplication by practicing multiplication. That's it. That's the only way. I take my divisor, and I list my multiples of my divisor. Times 1 is 7. Times 2 is 14. Times 3 is 21. Times 4 is 28. Times 5 is 35. Times 6 is 42. Times 7 is 49. Does it look like a 49? Times 8 is 56. And times 9 is 63. Now you might be telling yourself, self, why do I have to write those all down? I already know my multiples of 7. Or self, I can just look at my multiplication chart. Why must I do all this? Well, let me tell you, self. When we get to 2-digit divisors, either Wednesday or Thursday, doing this might save your life. You may have a problem where somebody comes up to you and says, "If you don't know the answer to this problem, your life is in danger." Then writing the multiples will be helpful. I'm just saying. Right, John? Yeah. See, John is very enthusiastic about this.
First time I ever heard him laugh.
Now we have our divisor of 7. And our dividend, the first number in the hundreds place, is a 4. I ask myself, self, is 7 going to go into 4? No, because 4 is less than 7. So it's not going to go in there. Is 7 going to go into 48? Yes, because 48 is greater than 7. Which means my quotient is going to have 2 digits in the whole number. 2 digits in the whole number. So I'm taking 7 into 48. My first digit in my whole number is directly above the 8. Organizing it is very important. If graph paper helps, use graph paper. If you need graph paper, raise your hand. I know those of you at home might need it, but I can't do anything for you. So 48. I go to my multiples. I try and get as close to 48 as I can. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. Oh, 49 is too big. So I must go times 6. And I look, I already did the work. I know that 7 times 6 is 42. Then I write that below what I'm dividing into. And 48 subtract 42 is 6. Then I bring down the 3. Since I'm taking it into where the 3 is, the number in my quotient must go directly above the 3. It will save time. It will save you from messing up. Now I'm taking 7 into 63. I need to find in my multiples the closest to 63 as I can get. And boom, I can land exactly on 63. So 7 times 9 is 63. So 9 is what I put up here. I'm only putting 1 digit up here at a time. So it'd make no sense to put 63 up here. 1 digit at a time. And then I put 63, I subtract, and I get 0. So my answer to this problem is 69. What letter is that? O. So anywhere you see the number 69, nice. You put the letter O.
There's 569.
And according to my wonderful assistant Brinley, there are 5 of them. Now I have 1,372 divided by 2. I know this is going to go in evenly because my divisibility rules that I already learned and I have written in my journal say if a number is even, it's divisible by 2. So if in the ones place is a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then it's divisible by 2 with no remainder. I list my multiples of 2. So times 1 is 2, times 2 is 4, times 3 is 6, times 4 is 8, times 5 is 10, times 6 is 12, times 7 is 14, times 8 is 16, times 9 is 18. So there are my multiples of 2. Now I'm back up here. I see, does 2 go into 1? No, 1 is smaller than 2. It doesn't work. I have no number above the 1. Does 2 go into 13? Yes, of course, Mr. McMurdo, it does. That means I'll have a number above the 3, above the 7, and above the 2, which tells me my quotient is 3 digits. And since I know it's going to go in without a remainder, I know there is no remainder, so I just have a whole number here. Now I have to find out how many times does 2 go into 13? Well, I check my multiples. Oh, 14 is too big, so it must be 12. And 2 times 6 is 12. So 2 times 6, and then if I look at it, 6 times 2 is 12. 13 minus 12, I do have to take off my shoes because it's more than 10 on my fingers. And that's 1. I bring down my 7, which tells me my next number in my quotient goes directly above the 7. Now I need to find out how many times 2 goes into 17. I go over here, and I look, and I find, oh, 16, that's as close. Oh, 18 is too big. So it must be 2 times 8 equals 16. The 8 goes directly above the 7. 17 minus 16 is 1. Now I bring down the 2. So now my next number in my quotient goes directly above the 2. 2 goes into 12. I go over here, boom, times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. And I put it down here, and I subtract, and I get 0. So since I got 0, I have nothing else to bring down. I'm done. It's a 3-digit quotient, just like I predicted. So 1,372 divided by 2 is 686, and that's letter L. So anywhere on there where you see the letter L, or you see 686, you would write the letter L. How many times is that?
3.
3 times, according to my lovely assistant.
Yeah, 3.
And last but certainly not least, we have 3,121 divided by 6. My multiples of 6 are, let's see, is that right? 3,121 divided by 6? 26, isn't it?
Yeah.
3,126 divided by 6. My bad.
Oh, he changed it. Never mind.
My bad. List my multiples of 6. Times 1 is 6. Times 2 is 12. Times 3 is 18. Times 4 is 24. Times 5 is 30. Times 6 is 36. Times 7 is 42? No, that's not right.
Times 7 is...
6 times 7 is 42? Yep, 42. Times 8 is 48. Times 9 is 54. All right, I've listed my multiples. I don't want to do that. I don't care. Then don't ask for help. 6. Does 6 go into 3? No, 3 is smaller than 6. Doesn't work. Does 6 go into 31? Yes, because 31 is greater. That means I'm having a 3-digit quotient. A 3-digit quotient. 6 goes into 31. I count on my fingers. No, I look at my multiples. 30 is as close as I can get. And 6 times 5 equals 30. Put my 30 down below what I'm taking it into. I have 31, subtract 30, which gives me 1. Now I bring down the 2. It's going to go in, the next number in the quotient is going to go above the 2. I need to get as close to 12 as I can without going over. Boom! I get exactly 12. Exactly 12. And that's times 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract and I get a 0. Now I bring down my 6. So my next number in my quotient goes directly above the 6. 6 goes into 6 one time. And so that's 521. And I get 0 for a remainder. And that's the letter M. And that appears, how many times? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Once. According to my assistant. Alex, is she correct? Good, thank you. So, all right, if you are watching at home, which I hope you are, the first thing you're going to do is the warm-up. So if you haven't done the warm-up, which says October 27th, you haven't done the warm-up, October 27th is what you do. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to watch this video. No, you're not going to do it. I'm saying for the people at home. And if you haven't watched this video, you don't know that this is the second thing to do. So please watch it so that you know that. The third thing, you are going to finish your riddle paper. Looks like this. Item 4. You're going to watch the video that I'm going to make probably about 9:30. So you're going to watch the second video. Fifth thing, you're going to do this, which is put on Google Classroom already. I believe these, I don't know, most, maybe all have remainders. So you're going to do this paper, division paper, and 6. Then finish your dream box. If you don't finish this today, we're good. We still have time. So don't freak out. Okay? 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 Boom! Shakalaka, peace out. God bless. Love you. Do something kind today. Save the bees. Subscribe to Keller GBB on YouTube, please. If you haven't done it, do it right now. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you with the second video in here a little bit.